Hello there, welcome to another class. This is Social Media Paid Marketing with World Fusion Digital Center. My name is Timi and I'm currently training manager at World Fusion Digital Center. Now in your previous class, my colleague Benga talked to you on Social Media 1, that's Social Media Organic, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and their channels and the pages and different components of this. Now this class, we're going to go in depth and go into the paid way. We're going to talk about campaign concepts. We'll talk about Facebook advertising, Facebook ads manager. We'll talk about Twitter campaign manager. We'll talk about how to advertise and set up your ads on Twitter. Same thing on LinkedIn and then on Instagram. So let's go. First of all, let's talk about campaign concept. We'll talk about campaign development, objectives when you're setting up your campaign, and how to analyze your campaign. That's campaign analysis. Now, campaign development, how do you build a social media paid ad campaign? 6 steps you should always pay attention to. Number 1, you have to set social media goals that align with your company goals. Now, it's very important that for any form of paid marketing you're doing, that you don't set your goals in isolation. You have to set your marketing goals or your campaign goals in relation to your business and company goals, ensuring that your social media goals is just an extension or another avenue to help you achieve your company's bottom line. Secondly, ensure that you break down your goals into specific tactics, right? So it's one thing to have a goal awareness, but you have to break it into specific tactics that you can actually measure and they actually put into deployment. And number 3, ensure that you prioritize your plan. Based on your goals and based on your objectives that you set for yourself, prioritize the plan and your tactics in a way that they're actually achievable and realistic. 4, set your CTAs, right? What call to actions are you going to be using now for all your campaign deployment? 5, assign tasks. So if you're working with a team and you're not just working alone, it's imperative that you actually set tasks amongst yourself. Who's going to be in charge of campaign? Who's going to be in charge of analysis? Who's going to be in charge of reporting? Who's going to be in charge of creatives? Ensure that you assign these tasks at the beginning of your campaign so that you can actually have a very seamless and smooth process. And number 6, analyze and adapt your plan as you go. It is extremely important that you just don't start your campaign and leave it running. At every point in time, ensure you come back to see what's working, tweak what needs to be tweaked, and adapt the plan as you go. So ensure that you're iterating and optimizing your campaign along the way before you do your final report and measurement. Now, what are the best practices for social media marketing campaigns? 5. The first one is define your target audience. Your target audience is the core of everything you do in digital marketing. They determine what you say, how you say it, when you say it, and the places that you actually say these things. So ensure that you define the target audience you're going to be targeting for your social media ads. Secondly, design for mobile first. Now, when you're designing your creatives and setting your campaign and how you're going to work on your CTAs, ensure that you're using a mobile first approach. Now, mobile has disrupted the way people interact with brands and the way people consume content. So even if it's social media, ensure that you're using design first video, mobile first video creatives, mobile first audio creatives, mobile first images, and the campaign conversion process. It's also in a way that people can seamlessly work on that campaign with their mobile phones. And thirdly, upfront and clear branding. It is very important that you also put your brand out there. Number 3, upfront and clear branding. It's very important that all your campaign creatives and your campaign development has your brand asset alongside each of them, but ensure that your brand is not the only thing visible in it. Let the messaging be the most visible component of your creatives, but your brand should be subtle elements in it also. 4, creative variations. There are different creatives that you can use on social media. There are different formats you can use. At the beginning of your campaign, ensure that you decide on the creative format and the creative variations you're going to use. There are times when you might need to cascade one particular creative or dimension to different formats. Start from the get-go, know the campaign creatives that you're going to cascade into other formats and the variations you're going to be using in the deployment of your social media campaign. And number 3, change your creatives often. It's social media. People are on social media for their own selfish purposes. They go there to interact with things that actually enlighten them, educate them, and things that they find informative and catchy. If people keep seeing the same creative of your brand or campaign over and over and over again for a long period of time, they're going to get bored and they'll stop interacting with it. So it's important that you develop different sets of creatives that you can also change and adapt as you go along in campaign. So make sure that you change your creatives often, but it's very important that you have the different creatives ready before you start deploying the campaign. Now, what are the best practices for cross-platform integrated campaigns? 3 best practices. The first one, do not use the exact same creative across all platforms. Every platform is different. Facebook is different from Twitter, it's different from LinkedIn, it's different from Facebook. You must understand the uniqueness of each of these platforms and find out the kind of creative formats that work best for each platform and then use those creative formats. So your copies might be the same thing, your creative idea might be the same thing, but the way you deploy it per platform is always going to be different. Thirdly, ensure that you make your creatives like a matching luggage. Now, when you're traveling and you're carrying your traveling bag, you have different sets and different sizes, but they're always all going to be the same thing. Do the same thing for your creative format. Ensure that even if they're going to be in different variations, there are things that could be consistent in all of them, right? So consistent branding, integrated branding, and integrated marketing is what you should be thinking about even when you're doing your campaign deployment. And number three, ensure that your posts are trackable. For everything you do in digital marketing, it is very, very, very important that your things are measurable and trackable. So even when it's creative posts, or is it CTAs, or is it links, ensure that everything you're putting out there are things that you can track and measure, so you know what's working for you and what's not working, so you know what to change and what to actually improve on. Now, let's talk about objectives. What are the different types of social media objectives available on social media networks? The first one is awareness. You can actually set social media paid campaigns that are strictly about getting people to be aware of your product or getting them interested in your product or service. Secondly, site traffic. There are times where you need to run a campaign specifically to get people to leave their social media account to your website, right? So that's site traffic. The third one is purchase. When you're running a conversion-based campaign that's strictly about getting people to buy something on your website, that's a purchase objective campaign. And there's lead generation. Now, lead generation is simply about getting people to leave their data either on your landing page or directly on that platform there, right? So there are platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter that allows you to get people's data right there on that platform without them actually leaving to their landing pages. But then again, you can decide to take people to your landing page and get them to fill a form and leave their data with you. That's lead generation. And then fifth one is brand affinity. Not all campaign is about purchase. Not all campaign is about lead generation. Not all campaign is about site traffic and awareness. Sometimes you just want to run a campaign to actually drive brand affinity and customer engagement. And social media actually allows you to run this kind of specific campaigns. Now, let's align different campaign objectives with KPIs. KPIs are key performance indicators. Now, we mentioned 5 different objectives: awareness, site traffic, purchase, lead generation, and brand affinity. What are the key performance indicators? That's KPIs that actually cut across for each of these different objectives. For awareness, the major KPIs you're going to be looking at as a digital marketer or a social media marketer are reach and impressions, social engagement, follower growth, views, and app downloads. Let me explain some of these terms. What is reach and what is impressions? Reach is the amount of unique people that your ad or your campaign can actually get to, while impressions is the amount of times your advert is seen. So for instance, you can run a campaign and your reach will be 50,000, but you have 150,000 impressions. The difference is you have been able to reach 50,000 unique people, but your ad or your campaign creatives have been seen 150,000 times. So that's the difference between reach and impressions. And a social engagement is simply getting likes, views, shares on your different campaign creatives and assets. And then follower growth, views, and then app downloads. Now, under site traffic, what are the different KPIs you're going to be measuring? You're going to be measuring clicks on your ads and sign up. So when you get to your landing page, do you need them to actually do something like sign up or make a purchase or actually fill a form there? For purchase, what are the KPIs you're going to be measuring? You're going to be measuring clicks and app downloads and checkout or cart fill. And then for lead generation, you're going to be tracking signups and app downloads. For brand affinity, you're going to be tracking social media engagement, comments, likes, shares. You're going to be tracking follower growth. You'll be tracking views, video views. You'll be tracking signups still, and you can also track app downloads. Now, there's something called vanity metrics in campaign development. Now, what's vanity metrics and what are key metrics? Vanity metrics are metrics like likes, comments, and shares, basically social media engagement metrics. But key metrics are the ones that actually tell if your marketing efforts are producing a result. These are the things that actually relate back to your company goal or your bottom line. Now, at the beginning of this class, I made mention that when you're setting your goals, it's very important to not to set your goals in isolation. Set your social media goals or your marketing goals in relation to your business and company goals in a way that your marketing goal is just an extension or another avenue to actually achieve the goals. Now, it's your key metrics like CTR, that's click-through rate, or engagement rates or conversion rates or sign-ups that actually tell you whether your social media campaign is working effectively enough to help you achieve your company goals. But the vanity metrics like likes, comments, and shares, they get to the engagement, they get to the awareness, but they might not directly affect your company goals or your business bottom line. So when you're setting up your campaigns, understand the difference between a vanity metric, that's engagement, and the key metrics that can relate back to your company bottom line. Now, what's summary? Let me recap some of the things I have said in this campaign concept. Now, I said it's imperative to set goals and KPIs, that's key performance indicators, for your campaign that align with your business goals and objectives. Now, there are different kinds of social media campaign objectives. There's awareness, site traffic, purchase, lead generation, and brand affinity. We'd also mention that there are vanity metrics like likes, comments, shares, and key metrics like click-through rates, sign-ups, and conversion rates. Be sure to use the key metrics to give you more relevance and business value. And then we also mentioned that for reporting, you can leverage on platforms' native reporting analytical tools, or you can also use third-party analytical tools. All right, now let's go to the platforms themselves. We're going to talk about Facebook and Instagram. We'll talk about Twitter, and we'll talk about LinkedIn. Facebook ads, what do you need to know? First of all, Facebook ads is a native paid media platform offered by Facebook. It enables advertisers to target real people on multiple devices and allows advertisers to reach people at each stage of the marketing funnel. Now, on Facebook ads, there are different ad types and placements that you can actually use for your campaign. For placements, you can actually use desktop and mobile. So you can actually serve people while they're scrolling through Facebook on their laptops, on their desktop or computers or iPad. We can also reach them while they're using their mobile phones and the smartphones. You can also reach people on Instagram with your Instagram mobile app, and then you can also reach people on Audience Network. Now, Audience Network is a third-party website that have Facebook API or Facebook integration, right? So you can, with Facebook ads, you can reach people on Facebook when they're using their mobile phones or their laptops or iPads or desktop. You can reach people on Instagram mobile app. You can also reach people on third-party Audience Network. Now, when developing a campaign, understand that there's a campaign structure on Facebook, right? It's a 3-level structure. We have the campaign, then we have the ad set, then we have the ad. The campaign has settings like you setting your objective. So your objective again could be awareness, could be brand affinity, could be lead generation, it could be purchase. And then after setting your objective in the campaign level, Facebook redirects you straight to the ad set level. Now, ad set is a group of closely related ads. What this means is that you can have multiple ads in one ad set and have multiple ad sets in one campaign. Now, on the ad set level, there are 3 major settings that you actually put in place in the ad set. You choose your audience, so that's where you do your targeting by gender, age, demographic, interest, etc. You choose your placement, Facebook, Instagram, or Audience Network, and you also choose your budget, how much you want to spend daily or how much you want to spend for the whole duration of the campaign, and you put a schedule to it, the length of time you want your ad to run. And then when you get to the ads level, you're going to choose your creative format, the Facebook page you want to run the ad on, and you're able to put your CTA links and your CTA buttons on the ads. So again, there's the campaign level for your objective, there's the ad set where you choose your target audience, you choose your placement and your budget and schedule, and there's the ad where you choose your creative format, the page you're going to run the ad for, and your CTA buttons and CTA links. You can have multiple ads in one ad set and have multiple ad sets in one campaign. That's the structure of a Facebook ad campaign. Now let's talk about the campaign. Now there are 3 major sets of objectives you can choose on a Facebook ad campaign. There's the awareness objective, there's consideration, and there's conversion. Facebook has gone ahead to put the different campaign settings under these 3 buckets: awareness, consideration, and conversion. Now under conversion, there are 2 kinds of ads or 2 kinds of campaigns you can run. You can run a brand awareness campaign or a reach campaign. Now, a brand awareness campaign is calculated by ad recall. Facebook says ad recall is the amount of people who can remember seeing your ad if asked within 2 days. So if you're trying to run a campaign that it's focused on people remembering your creative or remembering your brand or remembering the post, then you're going for brand awareness campaign. Now, reach campaign is strictly about you reaching as many unique users as possible on Facebook or Instagram. Now, on consideration, There are different campaigns campaign settings available under the consideration bucket. There's the traffic campaign, where you are going to be directing people from Facebook or Instagram back to your website or landing page. There's the engagement campaign, focus on getting likes, comments, and shares on your creatives. There's app install campaign, getting people to install your mobile app straight directly from Facebook. There's the video views campaign, when your creative is a video and your aim is to get as many people as possible to watch the video to the end. And there's lead generation campaign, you capturing the data of people directly on Facebook without them having to go to your landing page to fill any lead generation form. And then under conversion bucket, there are 3 different kinds of campaigns you could run. There's conversions campaign, so it's not just about getting people to go to your website to view your content or to fill a form, but you want to be able to track the amount of conversions that came about as a result of those clicks. That's a conversion based campaign. It gives you the ability to calculate and know how much conversion came from the different clicks or the different engagements you had on Facebook ad. There's product catalog sales, and there's also store visits. Now, what are core audiences? Core audiences are the basic setting that Facebook actually gives to everyone. You can set your audience based on their demography and based on their behavior. Demography is their gender, their age, their location, and then what are their interests. Interests like job titles, their phone behavior, their browsing behavior. There's a large bucket of interest, and I'm going to show you once we start the practical class. Now, custom audiences are audiences that you set based on the people's interaction with either your Facebook page, your Instagram account, your Instagram business account, or your website. In other words, it's a form of remarketing. With custom audiences, you can actually target people who have previously interacted with your website before or your landing pages. You can actually remarket to people or reach people who have previously interacted with your Facebook business page, your Facebook page, or your Instagram business page. You can also use a custom file, like if for instance you have a list of people in an Excel sheet with their names and email addresses, you can actually upload that custom file, and then Facebook matches their email addresses to people's profile information on Facebook and fits them the ad. So custom audiences is about reaching people who have previously interacted with you, either offline through their email addresses, either through your Facebook page interaction, your Instagram business account interaction, or your website and landing page interaction. And then we have lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences is basically a lookalike of either your core audience or your custom audience. So when you set your core audience and you realize that this particular audience I have set is actually working for me, you can then create a lookalike of that audience. And so Facebook looks for people who look like your core audience and fits them, your campaign or your creatives. You can also create a lookalike audience of your custom audiences. So based on people who have previously interacted with you, you can create a lookalike audience of them on Facebook, thus reaching people who are already like your customers or your current people who are currently about to convert on your page. And then partner categories. Partner categories is about using audiences from partners of Facebook that can actually help you increase your relevance and your conversion rates. Now let's talk about audience insights. There's actually a tool on Facebook Ads Campaign Manager that allows you find information about audiences or different kinds of people on Facebook. Now, what is Audience Insights? It is a tool that allows you to learn more about audience engagement and performance metrics from paid campaign activity in order to deliver meaningful and targeted messages to people. In other words, you want to understand the kind of people who are on your Facebook, who are on Facebook generally, or the kind of people who have previously interacted with your Facebook ad campaigns, or you want to just understand the kind of people who like your Facebook page. Audience Insights tool will give you the information you need to know about their interests, their likes, their performance metrics, and things you can use to inform your ongoing creatives and your campaign. Now, what information actually does Audience Insights provide for you? It provides information such as their age and gender. It provides insights like the pages that they like. It provides insights such as their location and their recent activities. Now, where does this information come from? It comes from people who are on Facebook, people who are connected to your page, your Facebook page or your event. You can also get insight from people in your custom audience, which are people who have previously interacted with your Instagram business page, your website, or a custom file like an Excel sheet of email addresses that you have uploaded to your Facebook Ads Manager. Now we're going to do the practical for Audience Insights, and to check out the insights or see insights or data of people on Facebook, all you need to do is go to facebook.com/ads/. ads/audience insight. So facebook.com/ads/audience dash insights. And there we can see information on people on Facebook and then people who are also following a particular Facebook page. So either people on Facebook or people connected to your Facebook page. Now let's first of all go through people on Facebook. So I'll click everyone on Facebook. And then you can see everyone on Facebook for particular country. This is United States of America. What I'll do now is let's change it to Nigeria country. And then I can see the demographic of people who are on Facebook in Nigeria. About 20 million active monthly users. About 20 million active users. We can see that most of them are men. Most of them are people between the ages of 18 to 34. We can also see page likes. That's the major pages that people in Facebook on Facebook in Nigeria actually like. So Boomplay, StarTimes, Coca-Cola, Guinness, Ansad Masad, Lady Care, Dano. These are core pages in different categories that people actually like, and this can give you insight on kind of things to create content for, because we can see here that people like music, people like beverage, people like retail, right, and market and e-place, so Konga, ShopRite, Gigi. This gives us an idea of the top interest of people on Facebook in Nigeria. We could also see their top location. So Federal Capital City, we could click on see all, and there's Benin City, Enugu, Ibadan, Kaduna, Kano. See, Lagos is quite the highest. Maduguri. These are major cities in Nigeria. Port Harcourt in Rivers, or in Imo. We can see here the top cities and how much people on Facebook are in those particular cities or states in Nigeria. And we could also see their top activities. So frequency of activities, as a number of times the selected audience perform these actions on Facebook. So a typical Nigerian would like a page like once in 30 days, make like 5 comments, like 7 posts, share 1 post, do promotions, and then click on ads like 4 times. We could also see the major device used. So 100% desktop, and then when it comes to mobile, it's majorly Android. This just gives you an idea of the people on Facebook in Nigeria. We could also streamline it to age range. So we could say from age 25 to age, let's do 18 to 35, that's millennials. So if we do 18 to 35, we can then see pages that they like. Quite different. We see Indomie wasn't here before. We can see product to service, Techno, Pepsi. We can see public figures files. So this was quite different from when we use 18 to like any age. We could also see their top locations. So we'll click on see all. We can see top locations. I'm looking for Lagos. Still the highest. This one times 21. Then Abuja, Lagos, Rivers, Ibadan, Asaba. Okay, now we could also then go further and drill down to Lagos itself. Let's see the people in Lagos. Millennials. So 5 to 6 million active users. Now I'm going to click on any and see. So people on Facebook in Lagos are about 5 to 6 million, but everybody on Facebook that stays in Lagos is about 8 million monthly active users. And we can see the top locations in Lagos. We can see top categories that they like. So Rent Money, Ambode, Teju Babyface, MTN Project Fame, Domino's, Adekule Gold, Fans of Jennifer, Funke Akindele. We could see the page likes that have the most audiences. We could check out their demography, still between 18 to 34, that is the highest. but 58% of them are men. We could see relationship status. Most of them are single. If you are married, if you're in college, and then etc etc. So this is basically what Audience Insight allows you to do. It just gives you information on generally on the people who are on Facebook in particular locations that you choose. But then you could also pick based on interest. So I'm going to remove this and come down to pages and say people who are connected to my World Vision Digital Center page. And then we can see here that it has changed to 7.8 thousand monthly active users. So this gives me insight on the people who like my page on Facebook. So most of them are men, most of them are between the ages of 25 to 34. I could also see their relationship status. I could see their education level. I could see that most of them are in the management industry, administrative services, sales. I could come back here and check out their location, so I have an idea of where the people who like WDC Facebook page, most of them are in Lagos, and then a few of them in Abuja. I could also check out the pages that they like and have a little bit more insight on the things that they like. So they like internet, education, business services, financial services. These are the categories that the people on my page actually like, and we can see the page likes and the relevance to my audience. And in activity, I could use a particular age range too if I want. I could see the devices that they use, and then just use this data to improve my overall content strategy on my Facebook page or even my Instagram. I could also use this data to improve how I do my targeting when I'm running sponsored ads on Facebook. And so that's Audience Insight. If you want to access it, go to Facebook/ads/audience-insights, and it takes you here, and you can see data on people who are on Facebook in any location and data on people who like a particular Facebook page that you have admin or editorial access to. Now, another tool we want to talk about is Facebook Ads Manager itself. It is a self-serve tool where advertisers can launch their own ad, define their own objectives, target placement, and upload the creatives they wish to turn. In other words, the platform or the tool that allows you to set up ad campaigns on Facebook is called the Ads Manager tool. Now, what are the features of the Ads Manager tool? It has features like Audience Insights, which we already spoke about earlier. It has features like a campaign planner that allows you to set up your campaign. It has features like Creative Hub. In Creative Hub, you can actually test your creatives, see different formats, see new tools that Google and Facebook is actually bringing out on their platform or testing on their platform. And you can also test if your creative matches Google image guideline. Now, what I mean by that is Facebook has this rule that every image must not have more than 20% text contained in the image. So your copy must be small enough, or the font size must be small enough to or be positioned in a way that it doesn't occupy more than 20% of the whole image. Now, on Creative Hub, there's a tool there where you can actually test all your creatives before actually start setting up your ad. You can also create and manage your ads. So there's Ads Manager there. There's Page Posts where you can see all the posts that you have been putting up or publishing on your Facebook page. You can see your app dashboard. If you uploaded an app to your Facebook page, you can see the activity on the app. You can also measure and report stuff on the Ads Manager. So you can see the performance of your ads, your current campaigns and previous campaigns. You can actually test and learn and do A/B testing on Ads Manager. A/B testing is a form of split testing where you have the same creatives or the same campaign with the same setting, but you duplicate it and have just one element in the other creative or the other campaign that differ from the original campaign or creative. There's also analytics there. There's also event manager. So if you set up a lot of events on your Facebook page and you want to manage what goes on in your different events, you can do that from your ads manager. There are also different campaign assets like audiences that actually categorizes and saves all the audiences you use in setting up your campaign, so that every other time you don't have to come and start choosing your audience one by one, but you can use from the saved list you have already created. And there's their images, catalogs, videos, and of course different campaign or product or business ad settings that you can do on Ads Manager. We're going to do practicals for this now, and I'll show you how each of these different tools that have categorized under Ads Manager look like and how they actually work. Hello there, welcome to the social media paid advertising practical class. Earlier on, I already spoke to you about the different tools, the different platforms, and the features that the ad manager accounts actually have and what it allows you to do. Now we're going to go into the platforms on your own, and I'm going to run you through how to actually create a sponsored post or a sponsored ad on this account. We'll start with Facebook, and then we'll do Twitter, and we'll do LinkedIn. Now, starting with Facebook, the first thing you need to do is to go to facebook.com and log into your Facebook account. So I'm going to log in now. Now, once you log onto Facebook, remember that to create an ad, you first of all need to ensure that you have a Facebook page that you're already connected to. A Facebook page that you're either the administrator, the advertiser, or you're an editor on that particular Facebook page. Now, once I log into my Facebook account, I'm just going to go down the screen and click here, which says ad. You can see this here, create ad, and I'll click on it. And once I click on, sorry, that was a wrong click. I could also come here instead and click on create ads. So you either click the button you see here or you click on the arrow button, but just look for create ads on your Facebook account. Now, once I'm done, I'm going to go straight to my ads manager account. Let me quickly. And now once you click on ad, it takes you to an ads manager account that looks exactly like this. It takes you to this. Now you can see campaign here. You can see ad set. You can see ad. Earlier we mentioned that a Facebook ad campaign is structured into 3 levels. The campaign level where you choose your objective, the ad set level where you choose your audience, your placement, your budget and schedule, basically your targeting, and then the ad level where you choose your creative format and you put in your ad copy and the landing page. Now, if this is the first time you're going to be creating an ad, after you see campaign, the next thing you would see would be ad account, which will be asking you to select your currency and your time zone. Note that your currency and time zone cannot change. Once you set your currency as US dollars or Nigerian naira, and you set your time zone for West Africa or Lagos, Nigeria time zone, you won't be able to change it again. So be very sure what you're selecting. Now, the time zone you choose is going to be the time zone that your ad account is going to use to run ads for you. So if I'm using a Nigerian time zone, then all my ads will be running using Nigerian time. If I'm using a time zone from London, then even when I'm in Nigeria, my ads are going to be running with London time. So be careful when you're choosing it. All right. So for us, we're going to choose campaign. We already ran through what these different objectives are. Brand awareness, where you want people to remember seeing your ad. Reach, when you want to reach unique people. Traffic, when you're trying to get people to click through to your website. Engagement, when you want likes, events, responses, comments, or shares. App installs, if you have an app on Facebook that you want people to install directly from Facebook. Video views, when you want to get people to watch your video to the end. Lead generation, if you want people to fill a form right there on Facebook. Messages, if you want to take them to Facebook Messenger. Conversions ad, if you want to get billed when people complete an activity on your website, not just when they click through to that website. Catalog sales, if you want to selling stuff on Facebook. And store visits, if you want to drive people to a physical location close to them. For this particular class, we're going to use traffic, and the reason why I use traffic is if you understand how to run traffic ad, then the rest of them, conversion, lead generation, catalog sales, these are the harder ones, will be very easy for you to use. And of course, the engagement and the reach is going to be a lot easier. So we're going to use traffic. So I just clicked on traffic, and then I'm going to set my campaign name. Your campaign name has no direct relationship with the performance of your ad. Your campaign name just allows Facebook, just allows you to know which of your ads you're about to go into. So for instance, you're going to be running lots of campaigns for different brands or different clients. Your campaign name is just for you to identify which is which. So I'm going to name it e-learning traffic test. So next time I come back to my campaign manager, I will know what I'm doing. We're not going to go into all the advanced settings. Let's go to the prerequisites. All right. And then once we're done with campaign, the next thing is ad set. Again, for you, if this is the first time, having open an ad account, it's going to take you from campaign to setting up your ad account. And once you set your currency and time zone, it takes you to ad set. Now, under one campaign, you can have multiple ad sets. And so if you want to have multiple ad sets with different targeting or different placement or different budget or different schedule under one campaign objective, then it's wise for you to name your campaign. So I can say this would be ad group ad set 1 test run, so that when I click on that campaign, I can see the different ad set I have. And then whether I want people to go to websites, app, or messenger, we're going to click on website. And then next up, we're going to go to audience. Now, in the theoretical part of this class, I also explained that there are 3 kinds of audiences. There's the core audience, there's a custom audience, and there's a lookalike audience. The core audience is basically the audience that you choose from here by yourself. So if, for instance, I want to run an ad for Wild Fusion Digital Center, our target audience is between ages of 23 to say 40, location Lagos, Nigeria, gender all, and then interest digital marketing, small business owners, AdWords, analytics. Those are my targeting. If I start picking them manually, then that becomes a core audience. For instance, I'm going to set this to Lagos, Nigeria. Then I would change this to about 23, male and female. Languages, I'll leave it to using my time zone, but I can change this to say English all as UK and US. And then detailed targeting, I can target based on demography, which has stuff like education, life event, parents, relationship. If I go into each of this, I'll see more details. So I could see different things here for relationships. So let me target those who are single, those who are married, in a relationship, engaged. Come back to relationship, check for education level. I could look for college graduates, associate degrees, high school grads. And then I come back again. What else can we check? We can check for industries where people work. And I could pick on, say, IT and technical services. Now, once you're done with discover them demography, you can also go to interest and then pick. So if I want to pick people who are interested in technology, I'll look for computer electronics, computers. Nothing chose me right now, so let's find something else like business and industry, advertising. Let's check what's under design, graphic design, entrepreneurship. And then you can go to behaviors and pick stuff under behaviors too. So even though there are like 3 different targets in demography, interest, and behavior, you can pick from both just to drill down to your particular target audience. I could use Facebook page admins. I could use small business owners, technology early adopters. Alright, so that's how to pick your core audience, by actually picking from the drop down we have here. Now this is quite a broad audience, so ideally you have to make your targeting as niche as possible. Not too niche that is too specific, but niche enough that you know that you're getting the right kind of people. So I'm going to leave relationship status because that really doesn't matter to me. I'm going to remove high school grad. I could leave. Now, one of the things to pay attention to for this core audience is that with all this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things that I have picked as interests and demography and behaviors. Now, Facebook is going to show my ad to anybody who meets any of these criteria. So he'll show my ad to page admins or business owners or technology early adopters or people who have associate degree, or people who are college graduates, or people who work in IT and technical industry, or people who are interested in advertising and entrepreneurship, or people who are into graphic design. Now, it's not entrepreneurship and advertising, but all, right? Now, if I want to narrow my audience further, because say I'm looking for, out of all these people, I'm looking for somebody who's interested in digital marketing, I'll type digital marketing interest and click on it. Now what this means is that it would show my ads anybody here who are also interested in digital marketing. So that's how to narrow your audience. If you just leave one, and then it means you're doing all, but when you put this, it means advertising, person must be interested in advertising and digital marketing, or graphic design and digital marketing, or IT technical services and digital marketing, or be a college graduate and interested in digital marketing, or be a small business owner and interested in digital marketing. That really restricts my audience for me. Now this audience is called a core audience. Now I can save this audience. If you just go down, you'll see save this audience, and I would say, now when you save your audience, anytime you come back to your ad set for any campaign, it doesn't have to be the same objective. Facebook is going to, you'll be able to choose that same audience. So earlier when we got here, it was like this. But if I want to click a saved audience I have previously saved before, so you don't have to come back and keep wondering what you picked for this in the last time, and especially if you're going to be running ads for maybe like the same brand, then you can just have a saved audience that you can always run ads to. So I'm going to look, this was the ad that the audience we just created, 23 to 65 plus, English, UK and US, Lagos, anybody that likes graphics, entrepreneurship, advertising, any of this, and also are interested in digital marketing. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, that's a core audience and a saved audience. Now if you want to check out your custom audiences, you go to this, you see here custom audiences, create new, custom audience, people who are previously interacted with you one way or the other. Lookalike audience is a lookalike of either your core audience or a custom audience you've created. Now I'll click on custom audience, and you would see that you can create a custom audience based on a customer file of people and people. So if you have people's email addresses on your MailChimp, or you have their email addresses that you wrote down on a piece of paper, you can click on customer file, import them from MailChimp, or just copy and paste them. You can also create a custom audience of people who have previously interacted with your website. So if people have come to your website before, this is a form of remarketing. You can install a Facebook pixel and then remarket to them using this as a custom audience. If you have an app and you want to reach people who have interacted with your app before, you're going to use app activity. If you want to reach out to people who have interacted with you by phone or through any offline channels, you can use this. If you want to reach out to people who are previously engaged with you, either on Facebook, through your Facebook page, or your Instagram business profile, then you use engagement. So if we look through engagement, you can reach out to those who have interacted with either your video creative on Facebook or Instagram, your lead generation form on Facebook or Instagram, a canvas on Facebook or Instagram, a Facebook page, your Instagram business profile, or your event. These are basic custom audience. So again, your custom audience is just an audience of people that previously interacted with you, either through Facebook, your Instagram business page, your website, or offline via your email addresses. All right, so let's just go back to save audience, pick our audience, and then we'll move on. Next thing is placement. Placement is basically where you want your ads to show up in. If you always leave automatic placement, then Facebook decides where you want to show your ads to. But edit placement, there are basically 4 placements on Facebook. There's Facebook app itself, facebook.com, the feeds, instant articles, in-stream videos. There's Instagram feed and Instagram stories. There's audience banner. These are third-party networks that have Facebook integration. And then there's Facebook Messenger too. So these are places: Facebook, Instagram, audience network, third-party network, and Facebook Messenger, where your ads can actually show up at. So if, for instance, I just want to run a Facebook and Instagram ad, I'm going to uncheck audience network, and uncheck Messenger, and then just leave Facebook and Instagram. If I want to run for just Instagram ad, I would uncheck Facebook and uncheck the rest. If I want to run an ad for just Insta story, I would uncheck Instagram feed and leave story. If I want to run an ad for just Instagram feed, no story, I would uncheck this. If I want to run an ad for just Facebook, I would uncheck Instagram, audience network, and Messenger. If I want to run an ad for just Facebook and Messenger, then I would check this as well as check this too. All right, so that's how. So this is the way that you run an ad simultaneously on both Facebook and Instagram. If you want to run your Instagram ad, you want to run ads for website traffic or lead generation, or you want to run ads for conversions or catalog sales, then you use your ads manager, not your Facebook mobile app. Okay, so this is how to run your ad on Facebook and Instagram simultaneously. When you do this and you check all these placements, it's not like you're going to be spending more. No, Facebook is going to equally divide the money you have set to spend: $5, $10, 500 naira, 1,000 naira for this placement. Find the placement that works best for you and optimizes your ads to keep showing up there. So don't be scared to check as many placements as you deem fit for your target audience, because it doesn't make you spend more. Facebook just optimizes your ads to show up there and finds the one that works best for you. Okay, so I'm gonna uncheck audience network and leave just Facebook and Instagram. So we see, and then I move forward. And next off is budget. So you can choose either a daily budget, how much you want to spend per day, or a lifetime budget, how much you want to spend at the end of the campaign. So a daily budget would say, I'm going to run my ad, I want to spend $5 on my ad every day for 5 days. A lifetime budget would say, I want to run my ad for 5 days and spend $60. Right? No one works better than the other one, but ideally, if you have a limited budget, then a lifetime budget would make sense. So I can put a lifetime budget of say $50, and then change my schedule to say 30 days. My timing has passed, so I'll make this 3:50 p.m. and that's it. And then how do you want to optimize? Do you want to optimize for landing page views? So Facebook would only count a click for you when the person clicks and allows your landing page to actually load. Or do you want to just get clicks whether it loads or not? Or do you want to get impressions? Or do you want to just get unique daily reach? Landing page views is recommended, but for you to do landing page views, you need to install Facebook Pixel. So if you use this the first time you're going to be running a Facebook ad, don't worry, landing page views won't be available for you. Just link clicks until you install a Facebook Pixel. Now, a Facebook Pixel is just an HTML code that you put in the back end of your website. Okay, so usually you let your web developer do that for you, except you have web development knowledge. All right, so we're going to use landing page views. Let's use link clicks so you don't feel like it's not okay. And then I will click on continue, and then we'll go to add. Now for your ads, you can have multiple ads under one ad set. Same way you can have multiple ad sets under one campaign. So one campaign can have 3 ad sets, and each ad set can have 5 ads each. It doesn't mean you're spending more. It's just a way of split testing, as A/B testing, having multiple creatives so you can find the one that works perfectly for your target audience. So just give this a minute to load. Now once you're done, once you get to ads, first thing you choose your identity. That is, which Facebook page do you want to run this ad for? Remember that at the beginning I said that for you to actually run a Facebook ad, you need to be an advertiser, an editor, or an admin on a Facebook page. So when you get ads is where you choose the Facebook page you're running the ad for. You can have multiple Facebook pages and have one ad account running for all of them. So for instance, I'm using my own ad account. You can see if I click on this drop down menu, I could see a list of all the pages I have that I can potentially run ads for. But we're going to be using Wild Fusion Digital Center. And then if you've already connected your Instagram account to your Facebook page, then that's what will happen here. If you haven't, it would show you. Let's see if I can. If you haven't, what you see instead of the Instagram account name is use Facebook page as Instagram account, which means that your ad will still run on Instagram, but this time people won't be able to click on your logo or your icon and then go to see your Instagram profile, but the ad will still run optimally on Instagram. So if you've not connected your Instagram profile to your Facebook page by making your Instagram account a business account, that's fine. You can still run your ads. So I'm going to leave this as Instagram account. Now there are different creative formats available on Facebook. You can create carousels. Carousels is an ad that has 10 up to 10 cards within it, and it has scrollable images. Just the same way you have like an Instagram multiple posts. That's what a carousel looks like. Scrollable images or videos up to 10. And then single image is just an image, and single video is just a video. Slideshow is, of course, we don't want a slideshow, is a looping video ad with up to 10 images, and then we have a collection or a canvas. Let me show you what a carousel looks like. A carousel, I mentioned that you can have up to 10 cards. So let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 cards. Now in these cards, each of these cards can either be an image, a video, or slideshow. So I can make this an image. I can choose my image from either my account, my Facebook page, my Instagram, or I can upload a new one. So I'm going to look for the right images to use. I would use this image for this. And then for the next one, I'll use a video. For the third one, I would create a slideshow. Add photos. I'm just going to randomly pick images just to show you how it would look like. And then I'll add a music. And then I'll create slideshow. And then for the fourth one, while this is loading, okay, let's let it load. And then for the fourth one, I'll come back to using an image. Okay, and then I'm going to just delete the remaining cards because I don't have enough creatives for that. Alright, so you can see now a carousel allows me to have an image, then a video, then a slideshow, and then an image. Okay, and each of these cards has its own headline and destination URL. So if I make this digital marketing, the next one could be the fourth one could be and I can also have unique URLs for all of them too. and then I have a similar URL, which is the home page. So you see that each of these 4 cards has its own headline, has its own destination URL, but then what they share is a caption. They would all share, or not, but what they share is a caption. They would all share a particular caption. So I could say, okay, and then here I can preview. It's not available on feature phones. See what it looks like on desktop. And then this is the CMO URL. You can see what it looks like on Insta articles, not generating. Desktop column, marketplace. I can see what it looks like on Instagram too. And then that's once I'm done, I'll click on confirm and my ad is ready. But for that, let me show you other creative formats. So once we're done with that, we can check our single image. Single image is just an image and a caption and a headline. So for instance, I could use this URL, and then once you put a URL first, it generates an image from the URL. But if you don't have one, you can just browse. You can upload from by dragging and dropping, or check your account or pages or even your Instagram for it. So I'm going to use images here and use this. Okay, and see. Okay, and then I come in here and put a call to action, any of this. I would say sign up. Alright, that's a single image. And then of course I can also preview how it would look on different placements. And if I'm done, I'll click on confirm. And then for a single video, the difference between a single video and a single image is this time you're going to be uploading a video. For a slideshow, this time you're going to be uploading a slideshow. Now a collection is a full screen experience that has different creative formats embedded on it. So for a collection, you can have a carousel, you can have a single image, you can have videos in one particular experience. But the minute you want to create a collection, collections are only available for Facebook mobile placement. In other words, even when you're setting up your ad sets on your placement, if you put Facebook, Instagram audience into a messenger and you come here and you choose your collection as your creative, it would automatically restrict your target audience, your target placement to just Facebook mobile. It's not yet available on Instagram, it's not available on Messenger, it's not available yet as at when I'm recording this June 2018. It's also not available on Audience Network. A full screen experience can be likened to an Insta story. You know, when you go to your Instagram and you click on an Instagram story, and then once you open Insta story, it fills your screen, covers your screen, and you can interact with a full screen image. Same thing for a collection, but it's only available for Facebook mobile. I'll just quickly show you. I can't preview it here, but I'll show you what the template looks like. You can only preview it on mobile phones too. So this is what a full screen experience would look like with all the different images. So if I want to use one, I'm just going to infuse it here. And if I'm done, I will click on done and we're good. So it's only available on mobile. So let's use a single image. Our creatives are still here. No URL. Now, one of the things you have to also remember is that Facebook has creative guidelines. Creative guidelines, one of them for creative is that your image must not be more than 20% text. Your image must not have more than 20% text on it. When it has more than 20% text, what it tells you, it usually gives you a notification like this, that your ad will reach slightly lower people. Sometimes your ad will not be approved at all. Other times your ad will reach a lot lower amount of people. So if it's just slightly lower, usually I can just request a manual review and click on confirm. But if it's saying much lower or it won't be approved at all, then I have to go back to my creative and redesign my creative to have less text or a smaller size of text. Once you're done, you click on done and you get this notification that your ad is ready. Okay, now if you're done, you can decide to add multiple ads to your ad set by clicking on try now or adding duplicate ads, but we're not going to do that. So I'll click on close and it will take me to ads manager dashboard, which is where you do your reporting. As you can see, the ad we just created is currently under review. So once it gets approved, it's going to start showing active and then you can start viewing the results. You can see performance based on these metrics here. You could also see breakdown based on these metrics. One thing I want to quickly show you is how to know beforehand if your creative is good enough for ads or not. Now when you come to ads manager, you want to quickly check your creative before you start running your ads. Once you get to this ads manager dashboard, go to creative hub. There's an image text check there on Ads Manager Creative Hub that allows you to see if your creative is suitable for advertising. Now once you go to Creative Hub, click on image text check, click on upload, find an image on your laptop or your computer, and it's going to give one of these ratings. So it's saying that mine is low, hence my ads will reach slightly lower, which is pretty okay. So the aim is to have okay, which means your ad will run normally. But if you have low, yeah, you can run with that. But if your ad text is showing medium or high, then please make sure that you edit your creative. And that, my dear ladies and gentlemen watching this video, that is how you create a Facebook ad. Now the more you practice, the better you get at it and the more you can start using the advanced features. But if you can run a traffic ad successfully, then the rest of them, the other campaign objectives, is going to be very easy for you. So go on, try it out as many times for yourself, for your own business, your clients, your siblings, your parents. Just make sure that you practice what you have learned. Thanks for watching this video. Bye. Okay, now you understand what Ads Manager is. What are the best practices that you need to know when using Ads Manager? First of all, align your marketing objectives to your business objectives. I spoke about this earlier. 2, use strong creatives. Creatives that are catchy, creatives that will get people's attention and actually engage them. It's not just about capturing people's attention, but also making your creatives in a way that will actually get people engaged, get people talking, get people commenting, get people sharing. Optimize your bidding. Ensure that you're using an ideal daily budget or lifetime budget that will actually make your ads produce better results for you. Structure your campaign per audience and desired outcomes. So when you want to run your campaigns, have some ad sets that are for custom audiences, have some that are for core audiences, have some for lookalike audience, and then test and see which of them produces the best result for you and keep running with that particular formula. Use precise targeting. Ensure that you're targeting the right people. Be as niche as possible. Don't be too small. So don't have a very, very niche audience that your ad is not serving to more than 500 people. But don't also have an audience that's too broad that you're reaching people that you should not be reaching to. When you're doing campaign setting, always think about relevance. The better you target, the more relevant your creatives or your campaign would be to your target audience. And then report frequently and optimize the various components of your campaign. Now, ad auctions. Ad auction is simply the process by which Facebook decides who to serve an ad to and when to serve this ad. There are three elements that affect ad delivery. 1, the creative; 2, the targeting; and 3, bidding. Creative is the format you use, either image, video, canvas, carousel, slideshow. And then targeting is how niche or how relevant you've been able to pinpoint your target audience, core audience, custom audience, or lookalike audience. And then bidding is how much as you said you are willing to spend per day or per click or per impression. Facebook ads your creative, your targeting, and your bidding together to determine how to serve ads and when to serve ads and which of them to optimize better than other competing campaigns. Now let's talk about reporting. What metrics can actually be reported on when running Facebook ad campaigns? So report on Facebook page action. So when people get to your Facebook page, what do? Do they click on your CTA button? Do they like your page, follow your page, look at your content, or engage with your content? You can actually report on demography, the kind of people that ended up responding to your ad, their age, their location, their gender. You can respond on placement metrics. So you can say, okay, my Instagram performed better than my desktop placement, or Facebook mobile placement did better than my Facebook desktop placement, or audience network actually gave me better results than Instagram placement. So you can also use placement based metrics to find out which of the placements is working best for you. You can also report on app actions. So if you're doing a mobile app download campaign, you can actually report on the engagement and how many downloads you're getting from that. You can report on website conversions. How many people clicked on your ad? What was the click-through rate? What was the impressions? What was the conversion rate? How many conversions did I get as a result of the clicks I got from this campaign? You could also report on video actions. How many people liked my video? How many views did I get? How many people watched the video to 100%, 50%, 75%, 25%? These are different metrics that you can report on when you're doing Facebook ad campaigns. Let's summarize what we've done so far on Facebook. We've familiarized ourselves with different ad types, format, and placement. We've talked about reporting. We've talked about campaign objectives. We've talked about campaign assets. We've talked about campaign structure. We've talked about audiences and the different types of targeting you can use on Facebook. Now, I've also created our ads campaign. I'm very sure that for right now, you are very good in running Facebook ads and you understand the different intricacies of setting up your Facebook ads campaign. Next off, we're going to talk about Twitter Ad Manager. There's also a component of Twitter advertising that's called Ads Manager. What do you need to know about Twitter Ads Manager? Now, Twitter Ads Manager is a paid platform offered and developed by Twitter, and it helps you grow a social following, increase site traffic and sales, grow content engagement, increase video views, increase app installs, generate app re-engagement, and develop brand awareness. Now, for managing Twitter ad campaigns, we're going to go to Facebook Twitter Ads Manager right now, which is ads.twitter.com. Okay, now we understand the different intricacies of using Twitter Ads Manager and how to customize our metrics and set different ad campaigns. Let's go to ad formats. Now, there are different kinds of ad formats that you can run on Twitter. There's promoted tweets. Promoted tweet is simply promoting your tweet on Twitter to get a lot more engagement, which are likes, retweets, or comments. That's replies. You could also do promoted trends. If you want a particular hashtag or conversation to trend in Twitter, you can actually run promoted trends campaign. There's first view. There's promoted account if you want to get more followers on your Twitter account. There's website card if what you're trying to do is to get people to click and then go to your website or landing page. There's image and video app card where you are focused on getting image, photo, or video engagement for that particular campaign. There's lead generation card if you're trying to capture as many data as possible from people on Twitter without getting them to go to your landing page first to fill the form. There's conversational card where you get people to actually engage with you by replying your conversations and replying your tweets that you promoted. There's also promoted moments. So there's a feature on moments on Twitter called moments. I'm sure we did that to Social One, that's organic social media. And you can also decide to create a moment and promote your moment and let people see a created moment based on all the different threads that you've had on Twitter recently. You could also promote your videos. I can also amplify conversations on Twitter. Now, different campaign objectives available on Ads Manager. There's the awareness objective, where you want to just get as many engagements and get as many people to see your ad as possible. There's website clicks or conversions. If your goal is to get website traffic and to get people to actually complete a particular process of a purchase or sign up or download on your website. There's follower campaign, where you're trying to promote your account to get more people to follow your Twitter account. There's tweet engagement, getting replies, retweets, and likes. There's promoted video views, where you want to promote a video to get as many people to watch the video to the end. And there's also a lot of amplification that you can do on your Twitter ads manager. Now, what are the benefits? Let's talk about these different objectives individually. When running a Twitter campaign that's focused on awareness, what are the benefits of this? Benefit of running an awareness-focused Twitter campaign is 1, it allows you to reach new customers. It allows you to reinforce your positioning and your brand equity. And 3, it allows you to drive new customers to a specific location. What are the best practices for running a Twitter-based awareness campaign? First of all, optimize your campaign for maximum reach in the campaign budget setup. This way, Twitter is not just spending your money, but they're ensuring that you reach as many unique users as possible. 2, focus on your brand message. At the end of the day, what sells your brand and what gets people to like your brand and love your brand and to become brand advocates and paying customers is the brand message and the brand story that you actually put out there. 3, leverage on influencers, brand events, and existing brand campaigns. Influencers are big on Twitter. Twitter have a lot of people who they see my influencers and influence their decisions and drive conversations and make things trend. Know how to use influencer marketing for your awareness-based campaigns. Also leverage on events and existing brand campaigns. Now, what are the formats you can use for awareness-based campaign? You can use images, GIFs, videos, polls, or conversational cards. You can use instant unlock, and you can also use promoted moments. Now, when running ads, a Twitter ad campaign that the objective is followers, what are the benefits, best practices, and formats? The benefit of running a Twitter-based campaign as for followers is 1, you can grow your follower base and build your community. 2, it helps you increase brand recognition. And 3, it can increase brand awareness and word of mouth. What are the best practices? Include followers in your tweets. So when you actually put a promoted tweet out there that you want to use to get a lot of people to follow you, ensure that you have a CTA in the tweet copy itself that says follow us. 2, inform users why they should follow you. So sell yourself, sell your brand account, and tell people what they'll be expecting from you going forward. 3, have a clear bio. Ensure that your bio is something that is very catchy, very exciting, and sells your brand story at a glance or at what first read. 3 and 4, avoid extra links. Don't put too many links. Focus on getting people to follow you, not driving them to your website, but getting them to click the follow button. And 5, ensure that you avoid excessive hashtags. Hashtags are great for discoverability and for conversational threads, but using too much of them can make your copy look very spammy and very unprofessional. So focus on your brand hashtags and use as little hashtags as possible for your promoted tweets campaigns. What formats are you going to use for this kind of campaign? You're going to use a promoted account format. Now, when running Twitter campaigns, the objective is tweet engagement. What are the benefits? What are the best practices? And what are the formats that you would use? Benefit of running Twitter engagement campaigns on Twitter is 1, you promote tweets to a large and targeted audience. So a lot of people other than your followers would see the content you're putting out there. 2, place content to the right people at the right time. 3, people can retweet, reply, and like your promoted tweet. And 4, you can appear in timelines, profile pages, and tweet detailed images and pages. What are the best practices? You can produce compelling tweets, right? Ensure that the tweets you're producing are very compelling and will actually get people to engage with it. Start conversations. Just don't put an isolated tweet out there. Put a tweet or promote a tweet that can spark a conversation and get people talking and get people engaging. Encourage discussion. Put tweets out there with CTAs that tells people to, and you actually expect them to converse and reply. And then 4, develop content strategy and plan an editorial calendar. So you have an idea of the particular things you're going to be putting out there for a certain period of time. And then what format would you be using? Polls and conversation cards are excellent formats for tweet engagement. Polls get people to actually choose an option out of 4 different options. Conversational cards get people to drive people to actually reply to those conversations. Instant unlock, scratch reels, GIFs, and images. Now let's talk about video views Twitter campaign. What are the benefits? What are the best practices? And what formats can you use to run video views based awareness campaign on Twitter? benefits, first of all, of course, you increase the video views, you create engagement with video content, you get insights on video performance, and you use top growing media in digital advertising. Let me talk about the last two. First of all, I said that you get insights on video performance. The great thing about running Twitter campaigns that is strictly about video views is you can see how your video is actually performing. You can see how long people watched it. It's not just about how many people viewed it, how many people opened the video and watched for 5 seconds, but how many people watched the video to the end. How many people watch the video for 75% of the length or 25% of the length, and then you can keep going and probably see an insight that lets you know at what point people are dropping off and not watching the video anymore. This is a very, very great insight when it comes to video, because a lot of times when you actually upload a video normally on your Twitter or Facebook or Instagram account and you see 100,000 views, you feel like 100,000 people actually watch the video to the end, but that's not actually true. But you run a video-based campaign on Twitter or any Facebook account in general, they can give you insights on the length or the amount of time people are actually spending watching a video. That way you can know at what point people drop off and stop watching a video, and it can actually inform the next kind of creatives or the next kind of concept you use for your video format. And of course, you end up using top growing media and digital advertising. Video is taking over content, right? A lot of people are spending hours and hours each day on YouTube, on Instagram, consuming video content. Video has the ability and the power to actually drive connection in ways that images and audio can actually not do it. So when you use videos, you're actually promoting your brand better and getting people to engage more with you by storytelling and emotive connection and relation. Now, what are the best practices? First of all, you make a human first impression, because of course people are not just looking at a still image or reading one long text, but they're actually seeing people or even anime, and that gives a very humanized impression of the brand. Two, you get to actually have a lot of time to highlight your value in a lot more words than images and captions or text. You can tell a story. You use high energy entertainment, right? So ensure that you're telling a story in your videos, ensure that you're highlighting your value, ensure that you're putting human first impression and getting people to connect to the personality or the person or the people in the video. Ensure that you use high energy entertainment, things that get people booming. Don't have a very slow background sound that gets people bored and in 5 seconds they're actually logging off. No, ensure that the entertainment factors or the creatives or assets that you use are things that can spur people to engage and actually retain their attention for as long as that video is. Use influencers, right? Influencers are people that already have influence over a large audience. They have people who respect them, look up to them, and actually eat off their words. So ensure that even your creatives, you use influencers that people already like, and that helps your brand affinity and builds your brand audience and positioning. Capture attention quickly. Don't wait till the end of the video before you actually put the real deal out there or tell people the exact thing you want them to do. Capture their attention and tell your message from the beginning of the video, because again, you can't tell how long everybody will stay watching that particular video. Design for sound off. So a lot of times when you actually design your video content, ensure that you create your videos in a way that anybody could actually still get the messaging even if the sound is not available there, right? So there are times when not everybody sets up their Facebook or Twitter account in a way that the video will automatically play out and the sound will be there. A lot of time your videos will play automatically without the sound off. If your video is largely about the sound, then you will lose a lot of people's attention and you won't be able to capture their audience and they won't be able to get the messaging. So design your video content, tell the story in a way that with or without sound, people can still get the message. Frame your visual story, include a resolution that is fit for every device size, every screen size, every mobile phone, or laptop, or iPad, or channel, and ensure that you always think about your brand presence. Do not focus so much on your branding, but ensure that at the end of the day, people can tell who this video is coming from, what brand is this video content coming out from. And then formats. You can use TV commercials for your video ads on Twitter. You can use Periscope. So Periscope is the live video platform of Twitter. You can use Periscope to actually create video content and promote it on Twitter. You could use niche creator videos that you actually create by yourself, maybe like a skit. You could also make sure that you amplify every video content that you put out there. Now, let's talk about campaign objectives, website clicks, and conversions. When you're running a Twitter campaign that's focused on website clicks and conversions, what are the benefits, what are the best practices, and what are the formats? The benefits. First of all, it helps to drive traffic to your website. Secondly, it helps to drive conversions across multiple devices and multiple screens. Thirdly, you can track and optimize the use of conversion paths. So you can tell how they saw the creative, they clicked on it, and when they got to your landing page, what they actually did, and then optimize and make that part a more seamless process. What are the best practices? You can ensure that you plan link destination. Just don't give them any random link on your homepage link. The links that you use for your website clicks and conversion ads must be the landing page that is highly relevant and highly contextual to the messaging of the creative or video that they saw that led them to click the ad and got them to that landing page, right? Ensure that information is highly relevant so they can actually convert. If people see a video or an image and they like the messaging there and they click on it, but it takes them to another random page on your website, they're going to log off and your bounce rate will be really high. Ensure that you avoid that by building really good links that are very relevant and contextual to the messaging. Minimize distractions. Focus on getting people to click on that link. The messaging is great, the CTAs are great, but ensure that the core of the messaging and the CTA is focused on getting people to actually click that link to go to your website or landing page. Convey a sense of urgency. Don't feel like people would see your message and remember in another 2 hours or 3 hours. No, ensure that your messaging is created in such a way that when people see it, they feel the need to click right now or to convert at that particular moment. So convey a sense of urgency. Deliver an offer. People like offers, people like discounts, they like giveaways. Give them something that looks like an offer and you definitely get them to click or to convert. Experiment with symbols and numbers. Ensure your landing page is mobile friendly, mobile first, mobile first, mobile first. Develop a cadence of refreshing new tweets. Ensure that your tweets are new and refreshing and are not always the same thing. Consistent branding doesn't mean that you have to keep reproducing the same content. No, it just means that you're consistent in the different assets or the core big idea that you're putting out there in your campaign. What formats do you use for website clicks and conversions Twitter campaign? You can use a website card. You could also add just a media like an image or a video with a link as the caption. Now let's talk about app installs and engagement. What are the benefits? What are the best practices? And what are the formats? Benefits of app install and engagement are: one, you grow your app audience. You can re-engage existing users and you can reach a mobile first engaged audience. What are the best practices? Explain what the app does. Ensure that when you're actually promoting an app, you tell people what they should expect when they download this app. Set the user's expectation. Let them feel like, oh my god, I need to actually download this app right now and actually test it. Third, convey a sort of sense of urgency that gets people to want to act now and not later. Use geotagging. Target people based on their geographical location. 3, use city-specific terms. It's easier to get apps, to promote apps that people feel like is very contextual to them based on their location and that are very useful for their day-to-day living. So use city-specific terms and geotargeting. Experiment with capitalizations and punctuations. Showcase app screenshots. So for your image creatives, instead of just designing something really great and really catchy, a lot of times use the screenshot of the app so people have a sense of what the app looks like and feels like just from the images and the creatives. Include text in your image, so have a really engaging caption. Align imagery with your targeting, something that your target audience can actually see and like and resonate with, and then use really good colors. What format would you use? You can use either an image app or a video app for your format as Twitter campaigns. Now, what about leads? What are the benefits of running a lead-focused campaign on Twitter? What are the best practices and what formats can you use? For formats, you're going to use a lead generation card. For benefits, of course, you get leads of people, their emails, phone numbers, names, location, basically any information that you actually want to get from there. You can customize this form by yourself. 3, you can grow your email list from people that are engaging with you on Twitter. And 3, you can grow your newsletter audience. So you're not just getting the leads, but you can convert them to an email list that you can use for your newsletters for your brand. What are the best practices? You can create campaigns that are exclusive to the offer. So people feel like, oh, the only way I can actually get this particular offer or this product or be in the know is to actually sign up. When you feel like it is exclusive, a lot of people will drop that data with you. Secondly, be mindful of the kind of words you use because people are about to drop their data, their email address, their phone number, their location, their names. They want to be sure that this brand actually really cares and they will handle it in a professional way. Use short description and a very clear CTA, which is call to action. Try different cards and tweet copy. Include brand name with your logo in the banner and follow up with the leads. So just don't get your leads and then leave them there for another 3 months or 1 year. The minute you get your leads, start the follow-up process immediately, so they know that, okay, I feel this thing now, and before they forget, the brand has already got in touch with them, which means that it helps your brand positioning and brand affinity. Now, let's align our different objectives with KPIs. KPIs, again, are key performance indicators. For awareness, for followers, Twitter engagement, video views, website clicks and conversions, app installs and engagement, and leads, what are the key performance indicators you are going to be looking at on Twitter? For awareness, your key performance indicator will be CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impression. How many cost per 1,000 impression is that you pay every 1,000 times that your ad is shown on Twitter. It is not when 1,000 people see your ad. No, that's reach. It is 1,000 times that your ad is shown, which means that one person could see your ad twice. That will be one reach with 2 impressions. For awareness, your KPI should be cost per impression. For followers, your KPI should be cost per followers. How much are you paying to acquire 1 follower? For Twitter engagement, it should be cost per engagement. That's CPE. How much are you paying per 1 like, per 1 retweet, or per 1 reply? For video views, it's going to be CPV. Cost per view. How much are you paying per view? For website clicks and conversion, it will be CPC, cost per click. How much are you paying per click to your landing page? For app install and re-engagement, it will be CPI, which is cost per install. How much are you paying per 1 person installing the app? And for leads, it's going to be CPA, which is cost per lead. So depending on your objective, Twitter is going to be billing you per the objective that you set for your Twitter campaigns. Now, the different targeting options available. When we talked about Facebook, the targeting options we talked about was core audiences, custom audiences, lookalike, and partner categories. For Twitter, we have core audiences, and we have different targeting options like interest. You can target based on what people are interested in. You can target based on followers. Now, followers is, if I'm running a campaign and I want to target followers of, say, World Vision Digital Center, then Twitter will actually send my ads to people following World Vision Digital Center. It's a very good way to get people to attract followers of your competitors. You can also target per Twitter engager. You can target per language. You can target per gender, device, tailored audience. That's people who have interacted with your website or your Twitter account before. You can target per event, per TV commercial, per keyword, per location. Now, ad auction. Ad auction, again, is simply the process by which the platform you're advertising on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Google decides what ad to serve and when to serve it. Now, your ad auction on Twitter is largely about the bidding model you use. There's automatic bidding, where Twitter actually decides how much you want to spend per lead, per engagement, per followers, per view, etc. There's maximum bidding, where you decide the maximum cap you want them to spend, so they cannot exceed that cap per lead, per impression, per engagement, per followers, etc. And there's target bidding, saying that this is how much exactly I want Twitter to spend per lead, per engagement, per impression, per install, etc. Now, campaign optimization for Twitter. Let's talk about the creative. Your creative has to be transparent and clear. It has to have a strong call to action. It needs to include rich media, so images and video or dynamic creative assets would actually help you attract more audience and get them more engaged. Ask questions in your creatives so that people can be forced to reply when they see the tweet, and then test different creative formats, variations, and styles and copies. For targeting, what optimization tips can I give you? Well, target users are similar to followers. You already understand your brand. I am sure you've done your competitor research already. If people are following your competitors, it means that by default, they're interested in that thing that you're producing. For instance, if I'm trying to target people in the e-commerce industry, say I work for Jumia, and I want to target people who are interested in fashion, it will make sense for me to target followers of Paypots because their brand is largely about fashion, and everybody following them is I already know for sure they're interested in fashion, right? So use targets users are similar to followers of your competitor brand account or accounts are similar like yours. Align tweet copy with your targeting. Ensure that your tweet copy is relevant to the people that you're targeting, to your target audience. Run separate mobile campaigns so you can test different campaign settings, see the one that works better, and then optimize that particular one while you stop the other one. Don't target the same users. Pause underperforming campaigns. It's not really about spending your money, it's about finding the campaigns that are performing better and optimizing those campaigns. So when you realize a campaign is underperforming, pause it and focus on the ones that are doing very well. Remove underperforming keywords, interests, and handles. There are times when it's not just really the whole campaign in general that's underperforming. There are certain targeting elements that might be wrong in your targeting. So remove those underperforming targeting. And the thing about running ads is that for everything, like every setting you put in there, you can see the result it's producing. So if you're using 5 keywords and you realize that of these 5 keywords, there are 2 that are not giving me any result at all, pause those 2 keywords and leave the remaining 3 to keep performing or to keep running. Analyze your conversions, analyze every aspect of your campaign, and of course, keep testing, and keep optimizing. For bidding, what optimization tips can I give? First, increase bids to stay competitive. Where your budget could be small, but ensure that because bidding is a large part of, or it's really the sole factor in ad auction, you need to increase your bids. You need to bid really well to be competitive and to make sure that you show a lot of, Twitter shows your ad to a lot of people and then gives you the chance to actually get results. Be wise about lowering your bids. Just don't lower your bids because you don't have money. Lower it because you are already sure that you can, with that same low bid, you can still get the same result based on the campaign settings that you've implemented. Use suggested bids. At times when Twitter will actually give you an auto bid and say, okay, based on your campaign setting and your target audience and what we know already, this is the automated bid, or this is what we're advising you to do. A lot of times, use that recommended bid, but when you see it's not performing well, then you can pause it and use something that you think will work for you. And then modify bids for campaigns and not meeting goals. So bids is not about the goal, but about the campaign setting that you have set during your setup. Alright, now we've talked extensively about Twitter. We talked about the different campaign objectives, best practices, format, and the benefit of these practices. We talked about KPIs, and just now we talked about campaign optimization. Now we're going to go on and actually create our own ads on Twitter Ads Manager, from step 1 till the very last step. Let's go to practical. Hi guys, so we've done the Twitter Facebook advertising. Now we're going to go into Twitter and actually create our ads. If once you've already mastered how to run ads on Facebook, running Twitter ads is actually like a child's play. It's actually a lot easier. So we'll not take so much time in this, because once you see the other one, once you look at Facebook a lot and you practice a lot with Facebook, you understand that Twitter and LinkedIn is a lot more easier to run. So to run ads on Twitter, first thing to do is to log on to your Twitter account. So you can see I've logged onto my Twitter, and this is my Twitter timeline. Next thing is to click on your profile picture icon here. Go down and click on Twitter ads. Now once your Twitter ads dashboard loads, it's going to bring out all the features similar. Twitter ads manager dashboard is similar to the Facebook ad manager dashboard that we saw earlier. So the first thing is to just go and click on create campaign. Now once I get to create campaign, as usual, it's going to get me to click on campaign objective, which is followers, awareness, website clicks or conversions, app installs, etc. Okay, so we can see from here. So there's app installs, followers, Twitter engagement, promoted videos, website clicks, app re-engagement, in-stream video views, and awareness. Kind of like similar to the ads, the objectives that we saw for Facebook. So again, let's use website clicks or conversions. Once I click it, first thing it tells me to do is to put in my campaign name. I'm going to put it as WDC e-learning. Right, put in your funding source, your daily budget. I'll put $5 here. Total budget, I'll leave it as optional, and then I'll set it an end time for tomorrow by 5:59, and I'll click on next. And then my ad group. So ad group is similar to your ad set. You can have multiple ad groups in one campaign, similar the same way you can have multiple ad sets in one campaign for Facebook, quite similar. And I can just leave it. If you want to, if you're going to have different settings for different ad group, then you can put start and end time for ad group 1, another one for ad group 2, etc. But this I'm just going to leave and click on next. And then the next thing is to then choose your creatives. Now you can pick on any of your tweets that you've ever tweeted on your account before. I could randomly pick any one at all. This, something I tweeted for WDC, or this. I could also create a new tweet. So what I did was I clicked on this icon, clicked on create a new tweet, and then I can create a tweet here. I could upload a photo, I could use a video, I could also create a website card. Now, website cards are images with a website link and a headline on them. So for example, these are website cards. It's just an image, has an embedded link. So when people click the image, it takes them to the landing page and it has a headline. So unlike a tweet where you would have a normal tweet and then have an image or a video or a poll and then add a link, for a tweet you have just a headline with very limited characters, the image and a link. Alright, so for instance, I'm going to click on this as a website card so you see what I mean. With a website card, all we have here is the image, and then this link is already embedded on it. I could also decide to I'll just click on this and click on tweet. I'll come back and add a new image, a new photo from here. So all the media from my account, I'll use this. And then I'll click on done. And so this is my tweet. So for instance, I could decide to add a link here and say, now the difference between this and the Twitter website card is that the website card would have the link embedded on the image, while the normal photo would have just the photo and then a link like this. Right, so a website card is really important if what you're trying to do is get direct people to your website. But if you just want to have a normal tweet that has an image, then you can use a normal tweet here. And then I'll just click on this. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my campaign creator, click on details, creatives, and then you can see the stuff that I already picked earlier as promoted only tweets. Alright, so I'm going to pick them. So here again, just to have a recap, when I go to creatives, you can either pick organic tweets, which is natural, that's tweets that you previously tweeted on your Twitter before, or you can create a new tweet which would now become promoted only tweets. And when you click on this, it takes you to this place where you can either add a poll, you can add a card, you can add a video, or you can actually have a photo. Right, so once you add whatever creative you're adding here and click on done, and you go back to your ads dashboard, you go to promoted only tweets, and then you see the cards that you've already created. And then so I've selected 4. Next thing, I'm going to click on next, and then now time for my audiences. So audiences here are custom audiences that you can also create for yourself, sort of the same way you can create custom audiences on Facebook. So I'll click on any gender, all ages, or I'll click on age range. So let me see, there's an 18 to 34 age range here, 13 to 45. So let's say my target audience are millennials. Thus I'll be looking for 18 to 34. And then we start with location. Now, unlike Facebook where you can actually pick cities, for Twitter you can only pick Nigeria as a country. You can't use Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, etc. You can only pick Nigeria. That's only what's available on Twitter. Alright, and then I will come back and click on targeting. So I can target by OS version, I can target by different platforms like mobile devices. I could target by language, I could target by device model. I'll come back here, I can by carriers, but we don't have a lot of Nigerian carriers here. So the major ones that will apply to Nigeria would be device model. Languages is always English, and then mobile platforms, other mobile Android devices, iOS or laptops and computers. That's for technology. Now let's keep going. Next thing we can target is audience features. So you can target by event, but you might not always find those kind of events in Nigeria. Behaviors are not also applicable to Nigeria. It's usually the US, the Great Britain. But interest, that applies to Nigeria. So there are different categories. Say for instance, I'm looking for technology. I could then come in and click on different technologies here. So I could look at startups, I could look at SEO, I could look at tech news. So all I'm doing is I'm clicking on add. I'll go back to interest again, click on education. I would find people who graduate school, online education. I'll go back to interest again, click on life stages and find college students. I can go back again. So you can click multiple interests. Aside interest, you can also use follower lookalike. So I can say a word WDC Nigeria. I want to my ad to reach users like people following WDC Nigeria. I could say Motherland Mogul, who is my friend. I could say I want people who are following people like Motherland Mogul. I want people who are like people following Motherland Mogul. I could say Ambassador receipt. I'm not sure what his username is. So Abbas Siama. I think this is him. I hope so. So I can follow people like that. So you see, I can pick interest, I can pick follower lookalikes. These are the major ones that I could also use keywords. So I could also come back and use keywords. So people tweeting with keywords like World Cup is raining now. So I could use World Cup as I could use Super Eagles. I could use Musa. I could use Buhari. So people who are tweeting with stuffs like this. I could also exclude say Big Brother Nigeria as a keyword and click on exclude. So anybody who tweets with keywords like Big Brother Nigeria, or they have keywords like Big Brother Nigeria, BB Nigeria on their bio, or if they have retweeted a tweet with BB in Nigeria, then my ad will not reach out to them. So you see interest, follower lookalikes, and then keywords. Excluded keyword BBN. I could also decide to also let my ad also reach people who are already following my own account. And then I click on next, and then I do my review of what my ad is going to look like, and I click launch campaign or save for later. I'm going to save this for later, and that's it. This is the ad we just created, WDC e-learning campaign. All right, so once you're done, it takes you to this dashboard where you can see different metrics and different breakdown, and then you can export your data as an Excel sheet. So what my ad is currently drafted. So if I actually clicked on launch campaign, then there'll be much more things for me to actually see because my ad group is inactive. And then when you want to edit your campaign, you can edit either the targeting or edit the creatives here, and you can see data in the last 24 hours, in the last 48 hours, last month, last quarter in your dashboard. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how to run Twitter ads. Like I said earlier, once you understand how to run Facebook ads, running ads on Twitter and LinkedIn is just going to be really easy. All right, so try it, and practice makes perfect. There are lots of other features that you would learn as you go, other features that you will see and put into use as you go, but pace yourself. practice as much as you can, and then just go there and be the greatest PPC manager or social media manager out there in the world. Thanks again for watching this video. Bye. All right, now we talked about campaign concept. We've talked about Facebook. We've ran our own Facebook ad. I'm sure that was really exciting. We've talked about Twitter. We've also gone to do practicals on how to set up Twitter ads. The next platform that we're going to talk about is LinkedIn. Now, what do we know about LinkedIn Campaign Manager? Now, LinkedIn Campaign Manager is a self-serve platform that allows advertisers to deliver highly relevant targeted messages to unique audiences. If you notice, all the platforms talk about have their own ad or campaign manager, right? It's just simply the tool, just like Google AdWords has their own tool that allows you to save ads and manage and report your ad campaigns. Now, what is in LinkedIn Campaign Manager? LinkedIn Campaign Manager gives you the opportunity to set three different kinds of campaigns: a sponsored ad campaign, a sponsored content campaign, text ad campaign, and sponsored email campaign. What is sponsored content? Sponsored content allows you to promote your content with targeted native advertising. So you have a post that you have posted on your company page or your profile. You can sponsor that content just the way you boost a post on Facebook or promote a tweet on Twitter. Text ads are available on desktop. You can drive traffic from desktop with easy to create ads. It's sort of like a search ad without images or without videos, just text, and shows only when people are browsing LinkedIn with their desktop. And a sponsored email, my favorite kind of campaign on LinkedIn, allows you to send targeted messages directly to people's inboxes, no matter who they are, from any business at all. So it's not just about, with sponsored content, you get to meet them on their timelines. With text, it's restricted to desktop, but with sponsored email, you get to reach LinkedIn users directly at their DM. Now, one of the things about LinkedIn is that if you're not friends with somebody, or if you're not connected with another user, you can't send them emails. But with sponsored email, you can target and send email to anybody at all on LinkedIn. What are the different ad formats available on Campaign Manager on LinkedIn? Text ad, sponsored content ad, sponsored email, and dynamic ad. Dynamic ads allows you to use videos or images for your sponsored content or emails. Okay, now let's talk about the placement. For text ads will actually show on home pages, profile pages, people you may know page, who viewed my profile page, result search page, group pages, and LinkedIn inbox. In other words, anywhere anybody is on their LinkedIn profile or a LinkedIn account or a LinkedIn page, they can see a text ad if they're using their desktop to actually browse LinkedIn at that moment. Whether they're on their home page, they're on their timeline, they're on their profile page, in a group, or in their email, they can see a sponsored text ad if they're using their desktop to browse at that moment. Now, what are the key elements of text ad? The link, which is very important because you're trying to drive traffic to a website or a landing page. The headline, which will capture people's attention. A short description, and an image that you can add to it. For sponsored content ads, what are the kind of placements are there or available on LinkedIn? There's homepage feed, right? There's desktop, mobile, and tablet. So while text ads is restricted to just desktop, but anywhere they are on your Facebook page, sponsored content is restricted to homepage field only. So you won't see those ads in email, in groups, or people who search my pages results. You would only see it in your homepage, but when you're using tablet, mobile, or desktop. Let me recap again so you understand the difference. With text ad, people can only see your ad when you're browsing with your desktop, but they can see that text ad anywhere they are on LinkedIn. Homepage, profile page, group page, email, who viewed my page's results, anywhere they are. But for sponsored content, they can see the sponsored content when they're using either their mobile phone, their tablet, or desktop, but only on the homepage feed of LinkedIn. Now, how do you create a successful content ad? We're going to do that right now. We'll first of all select an objective, we'll choose our content, we'll target our desired audience, we'll set our bid, we'll launch the campaign, then you can measure your results and of course optimize for impact. Now, for sponsored emails, how are they different from regular emails that you can send to people who are your friends or who you're already connected to on LinkedIn? One, with sponsored email, you can add a CTA button, a call to action button. That's not available for a regular email. Two, you can add your images and branding. You can't do that for a normal regular email to your connections. 3, real-time deliverability. So it delivers to them in real time, and you can see and track people who are opening it and people in how they are interacting and clicking on the links on the email. It delivers once every 60 days, and you have unlimited emails per campaign. Sponsored emails, what are the key elements? The sender, who is sending the email, who is the email coming from, the subject line, custom greeting. You can actually greet them using their first name, sort of what you would do when you're doing an email, a personalized email marketing or a personalized newsletter. You can do a custom greeting with their first name too, a banner image, the body, and of course a custom CTA button. What are the targeting options available on LinkedIn? Age, gender, years of experience. You can target people based on how many years of working experience they have, as itemized by LinkedIn. You can target based on the LinkedIn groups. You can target based on people's skills, based on their degrees. You can target based on their field of study, their schools, their job seniority level, their job title, their followers, their connections, their industry, their company, their location. Targeting on LinkedIn is such a beautiful thing, right? Because you can target things. The key targeting options I really like are years of experience, job title, industry, company side, field of study. This helps you make sure that the people you're sending your emails to or your sponsored content to are very targeted and will find your content highly relevant. What are the best practices for LinkedIn ad campaigns? I have 5. First one, determine exactly who you want to target. Have a buyer persona. 2, create focused targeting criteria. 3, set a maximum bid. 4, always use an image. Images will catch people's attention much more than text. And 5, use a very strong call to action. 6, create multiple ad variations. Address your audience directly. So personalize your messaging. Keep ads and targeting highly relevant and contextual to your messaging. Turn off low performing ads and campaigns, and recognize the impact of small images. So it's not about the big banner sizes. You can use a 300 by 250 image size and it will still work effectively and perfectly for your LinkedIn campaigns. Now, we've talked about LinkedIn extensively. Let me do a recap. LinkedIn Campaign Manager is the self-serve platform that lets you deliver highly relevant and targeted messaging to unique audiences. Text ad and sponsored content ads, sponsored emails are all created on Campaign Manager, but dynamic ads must be created with the help of a LinkedIn account manager. Strategic campaign selection lets you deliver content to those who matter to your business. Always consider the best practices I have given to you, and then use LinkedIn analytics to report campaign pages and how your campaign is performing. Now, let's go on now to LinkedIn Campaign Manager and create our LinkedIn ads. We're going to create a sponsored content ad. I'll also show you how to create a text ad and a sponsored email ad. Let's go to practical. Okay, hi there. So we've done Facebook advertising, we've done Twitter advertising. Now we're going to do LinkedIn advertising. Again, once you understand Facebook and understand Twitter, LinkedIn is like the easiest thing ever. First thing you have to do when you want to run LinkedIn advertising is to go to linkedin.com. Like you have seen, I have logged into my own LinkedIn account. And then next off, click on work on your LinkedIn. You can see here. And click on advertise. And then it's going to open a new dashboard for you. And then click on create ad. And go straight to the account name. If you don't not created an account before, it's going to take you straight to the campaign dashboard. So don't worry if what you're seeing is a little bit different from mine. Okay. So once you get to campaign manager dashboard, you can do a lot of things here. You can check out your website demographic if you've already installed LinkedIn Pixel code. You could check out, that's your inside tag. You can check out your conversions, lead generation forms, etc. But let's not go too deep so it doesn't get too confusing. As with every other thing, the advanced features, you get to understand them and use them as you go. So don't bother your head too much. First of all, understand the rudiments of creating an ad on these platforms, and then you understand how to optimize those ads. And then as you progress, you will start using the advanced features like conversions and tagging and conversion tracking. Don't go too deep at first so you don't just lose your own ground. So let's go to create a campaign. Click on create campaign. Now for LinkedIn, you can run three major types of advertising. Sponsored content which shows on your timeline. When I mean your timeline, I mean timeline like this. You can see a sponsored content post on places like this, just on your timeline. The next one is text ad. I can't see. Yeah, these are text ads. Now, a sponsored content will show like a normal content would show. For instance, this is a promoted content. This is a sponsored content. It shows like a normal LinkedIn post. But a text ad will show like this, and text ad will show anywhere. If I go to my network, I will see text ads. If I go to jobs, I can still see text ad. Okay, there's no one here right now. If I go to notifications, I would still see text ads. But for sponsored content, you would only see sponsored content when you're on your timeline. But text ads can show anywhere. And then the last one is sponsored email. Sponsored emails are like DMs, messages that people get, but this time it's promoted. Okay, so if you want to reach people straight on their DM, straight on their inbox, use a sponsored email. If you want to reach them on when they're using a laptop or a desktop, when they're either in notifications bar, in message bar, in jobs bar, in work bar, or in their home timeline, then use a text ad. But text ad is only available for desktop, for computer. It's not available on mobile. And if you want to reach people when they're scrolling through their LinkedIn feed, then use a sponsored content. I'm going to use a sponsored content to run an ad for you, and then once you learn how to use a sponsored content, you text ads and sponsored email is pretty easy. It's just the messaging. The major thing about LinkedIn ad is understanding the targeting. Targeting is similar for all of them, so not to worry. Once you understand sponsored, then you're good to go for the rest. So let's click on sponsored content. Choosing my ad, which is kind of like choosing your objective. I put in my campaign name, which doesn't really have any effect on the ad. It's just for you to recognize the ad when you come back. I'll use it as a default forward group, which would default campaign group, and then next. So what do I want to achieve? Do I want to send people to my website? Do I want to collect leads on LinkedIn, or do I want to get more video views? For me right now, I want to send people to my website or my content. So I'm going to click on this. I'll click on next. So once you choose your campaign name, it asks you what do you want to do. Do you want to send people to your website? Do you want to collect leads? Do you want to get video views? We want to send people to our website, so we'll click on next. And then next thing is to choose your ad format. Just the same way you choose your creative format in Facebook. Carousel, single image, single video, slideshow, collection. Same thing you do here. So do you want an article, image, or link? Do you want a carousel that you can swipe through or scroll through, or do you want to use a video? We're going to use an image, so we click on this and I click on next. And I have a lot of images and content that I've already posted on our LinkedIn company page. And so these are the content I'm seeing here. I can click any of them and use them as a sponsored content. Right, so if you already have content you regularly put up on your LinkedIn company page, it has to be a company page connected to it, then you can choose any of those rather. But if you want to create one from scratch, then you can create one from scratch, but keep it under 150 characters. So first of all, let's upload our image. Let's see if I can use this. I'll use this. So I'm just going to copy and paste a copy I put in here earlier before, right? All right, and I've uploaded my image and then save, and you can see here that I have added my sponsored content. So let me save the name ATDM. Okay, I'm going to edit this because I did not add a link, and I should always add a link to my images. All right, as that's done, I click on save, confirm, and tick it. Okay, and so once I'm done with that, the next thing is targeting. Now I choose a location. You can see here if I try to put Lagos is not available. So just like Twitter, just Nigeria, it's available for us. And then you can target by company name, company industry, company size, job title, function, etc., etc. I'm going to use years of experience and job title for my own targeting, but you can use any of them. So I'll click on job title and I'll say marketing, sales and marketing specialist, digital marketing manager, digital marketing executive, marketing and communications specialist, right. I'm just going to leave it with this 5. I can add more: marketing communications, digital marketing executive, brand executive. I can add as many as I want. I can target it out by current roles or current or past. So if currently you're a sales and marketing specialist or a marketing manager or a marketing communication executive, or you were in your former job roles, then my ads can reach you. If I use current, it means that must be your current role. If I use past, it means that it must not be your current role. It must be something you were before your current position. I'm going to use current or past. And then I'll use years of experience and say people who have at least 2 years working experience. All right, you can add more: age, followers, skills. So if I want to add skill, I could say project management is a skill that I want. Excel is a skill. Digital marketing is a skill. AdWords, professional. So these are things I can then target to your skills based on years of experience and based on your job title. And then once I'm done, I click on next. And next thing is your daily budget. Minimum recommended daily minimum budget is $10 per day minimum. I could choose to set my bid as how much I want to get charged per people who engage with my content. All right, minimum is 1.5 here. I'm going to put 1.5, and then I schedule it. This is June 26th. I'm going to end it June 27th, and launch campaign. Actually, I'm going to say, oosh, it was already launched. I'm going to pause it. And that's it. So eventually I could always come back to my campaign and see all the campaigns I have run, come back to my campaign manager and see all the campaigns I have run and see the results. I just paused it, so it's not running. And that's how we create an ad on LinkedIn. It's basically the same process when you're creating for sponsored emails, basically the same process when you're creating for text ad, right? So again, practice, and try as many things as you want. Okay, that's it. With this we wrap up social media management class. And that's it. With this, we wrap up social media management course. We hope you had fun. I hope you have learned a lot. Practice as much as you want, and become an expert in your field. Bye. Again, my name is PC Timmy, and this is World Fusion Digital Center sponsored e-learning content. Thank you. Now, we completed our social media paid marketing class. We've talked about Facebook and Instagram. We've talked about Twitter. We've talked about LinkedIn, and we've created campaigns on these 3 platforms. Right? I'm sure that you learned a lot. Thank you very much for watching this class.